record, I'll mute, and then I'll make you host.
Great, thank you, dear. Thank you for your help this morning.
You're welcome, dear.
So we began yoga teacher training this weekend, and Miss Allie was in charge. She leads the effort on that. And we have 9 students, is that right? 8 students. And so it's a nice, robust class, but was tiring for Allie. So we're going to let her rest and relax a little bit. For the rest of you, as you come to your mat, do I need to shut up for a minute?
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Bye, dear. Have a good class.
Bye. For the rest of you, we're going to start class this morning. Class today, our theme is patience. But I'm going to try to keep you moving. So part of your patience is going to come in with that if you miss a cue or you're not certain, then not letting it fluster you or get flubbed, with it. But just maybe looking up or saying what feels natural to me. Did she mean warrior 1 or did she mean a high lunge? Do what feels good for you. And don't worry if it's I don't want to say important because hopefully they're all important invitations, but if it is necessary for you to move to the next pose, I will try to make certain that we're all in the exact same place on the exact same page. If it would feel good for you to open up, I'm going to invite you to begin to open up in supine, supported, bound Badakanasana. That's a lot of words. So what that means is that we're going to come down on our back. A lot of you right away know what this is. We're going to roll our blanket up the long way to give ourselves a cylinder and place that down about where you think your spine is going to go when you lay down on your mat with your legs in Badakanasana. This is one of my favorite ways to start class. I wish Kent was with us this morning because he loves this too. He says to me, will you do that bound Supta Badakanasana thing? And make a big loop in your strap. If you don't have a strap, don't worry about it. Make certain that you have 2 blocks available. And you feed the strap over, under, through the 2 D-rings and then up and over 1 D-ring. And as you look at your strap, try to have your tail pointed back towards your hip. All right. Then place it around your body, bringing the strap about where your waistband hits. For those of you that have done this a lot, you're like, yeah, this is patience right here. But some of you may not have. And then bring your feet into Badakanasana, soles touching. Bring the strap down underneath the soles of the feet. And then if you've got your tail situated so it is facing you, it's real easy to draw it up so that the the buckles won't dig in anywhere, and to reach up and tighten it. Now it's right where you want it. I love it. John and Diana are already down there. Now with those 2 blocks available on either side, you can start out by placing the blocks underneath your thighs to give them a little more support, a little more rest. And then lean back, making certain that you've got about a fist distance between your sacrum and the beginning of whatever you're laying on, your blanket, some pillows. And then you can come all the way down. Let the head relax. If it's dripping off the edge of whatever your spine is resting on, be sure to grab another pillow or a block, something to put under there or adjust your spine. Then bring your hands together at your heart center and reach straight up towards the sky with the arms. Take the arms out wide and let them rest on the floor so that the palms are lifted up, and relax the muscles in the arms. So when you lifted the arms towards the sky, you use that muscular energy. Now take a moment here as you stretch out to release all that muscular energy in the arms. Just letting them rest here, letting gravity open up. My pecs are so tight that when I do that, I can feel the pecs opening up. Take one more moment's notice here and pull the ribs slightly towards the sit bones or the hips, engaging the core. And then draw the chin a little closer to the chest, laying your head more fully on the back of your head if you are approaching the crown. Take a deep inhale in, and as you're ready, drop your jaw and exhale fully. We'll enjoy 5 breaths here, just allowing gravity to begin to open up the front of the body. As you rest here, if you feel like you'd like a little deeper challenge in the legs, feel free to bring the hands down, removing those blocks, knowing that the strap is still going to help hold you there, but will allow the knees to open a little closer to the floor. Again, the tail should be right near your hip, so you can make it tighter or loosen it as you need to without too much adjustment or fidgeting. I wanted to open this class with you. As I said, patience is our theme this morning. We all have things we want to be done with right now, whether it's the political unrest going on, whether it's winter, COVID, name it. And so we need patience. Bruce Lee said, patience is not passive. It is concentrated strength. So I'd like you to think about that as we move through class today. Take one last deep inhale and a full exhale. And then draw your hands down underneath the outsides of your thighs and gently assist the knees towards the sky so that the feet plant firmly on the ground. Use one foot to hold the strap in place and to release the other foot. And then I like to use the big toe of the released foot to grab the strap and pull it off of the other foot. The strap is just going to hang out around your waist now. As you roll off to the right, assuming you have that space, just roll off to one side. Take a few breaths here in the fetal position, allowing your body, your spine to readjust. Maybe taking such deep breaths that you can feel the back ribs moving as you breathe. And then as you're ready, press the upper hand into the ground, stretch out the upper leg, and use that to press yourself up, coming to your easy seated position. Stretch forward into Sukhasana or Siddhasana with the legs, pushing the knees right up, down into the floor. The ankles as in close as is comfortable for you. Go ahead and take your strap off. I'm sitting on my tail. And let your hands come to rest down on your thighs. Bring the palms face up. Bring your index finger and your thumb together. And I'd like you to take a breath or two here, just noticing if the hips feel a little bit more comfortable than when you normally come straight down to your mat after that opening. And then let your mind's eye go to that thought. Patience is not passive. It is concentrated strength. Bring to mind how you might play that out on your mat today. Whether it's patience with yourself, if you're losing your balance in a pose. Patience with me, if you feel a pose is easy and you want to move on, remembering that's often where your yoga starts. Bring to mind your intention for your mat this morning, and then gently bring your hands together, honoring that intention, opening our practice. Gently exhale and bow your head, dipping your chin in close to your chest, feeling the back of the neck open. On your next inhale, lift the head up, eyes still closed, let the hands float down by the knees, and gently flutter the eyelids open, keeping a nice soft focus, a nice soft gaze in the eyes. From here, we're going to bring our hands back to the mat. Make certain that you've got any bolsters, anything you had behind you away, and we're going to work our way right back down to a supine position. I'm going to spin. We're headed to supine pigeon here. And so get the back nice and flat, feel the sit bones evenly, the hips evenly striking your mat. There's my patience for the morning. Roll the shoulder blades underneath the heart, plant the left foot, lift the right leg up, and draw the right ankle over the left knee. Pressing the left hip down, gently use the right hand to start to encourage the right knee out and away, flexing that right foot, feeling the opening in the right side body as you do this, lengthening from right shoulder through right hip down to right knee. Now you're free, if your hips are real tight, to stay right here, or to begin to draw that left leg up, parallel shin to the floor. Hands come in and thread behind the thigh. Both feet are flexed here, and that right knee is now energetically pressing away from the right shoulder. So we don't let the right knee just collapse in. Keep pressing it out. If you'd like a little bit deeper pose and your shoulders are relaxed, go ahead and bring the left shin in closer to the thigh and see if you can grasp the outside of the left shin. Keep pushing that right knee away. Take a couple of breaths here. Release the left shin or the left thigh. Drop the left foot slightly to the outside of the left hip. Take the arms out long, palms up or palms down. And as you exhale, drop the knees off to the right side of your mat. Take 2 breaths here, really pressing that left shoulder into the mat, back left upper ribs, pressing down towards the mat as your knees dive towards the right side of the mat. Maybe your gaze goes off over the left fingers. And with your next inhale, walk that left foot back in line and then reset the legs. Right foot comes down, left foot comes up and over. Flex that left foot, right hand, right hip, left hand, left thigh. Begin to encourage that left knee away. Breathing deeply. And then you decide, what does your left hip need today? Can you stay there, or do you draw that right leg up, reaching through, threading the eye of that needle? You can use the left elbow here to press the knee away, but I like to move into an energetic stretch here, using the muscles of the outer left hip, the outer left thigh, to pull that left knee out and away from the left shoulder. And again, you can stay here, or you can deepen the stretch by pulling the right shin in closer and grasping the outside. Just make certain that the neck is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. You're not pulling up off your mat to get here. Couple of breaths in and out here. Kent asked me last night, where should I be feeling that stretch? And for most of us, we'll feel it in the outside of the lifted and bent left leg on this side. And with that next exhale, take that right foot down to the outside of the right hip. Arms stretch out long again, shoulder blades flat underneath you. And then with the right foot further than the right hip, take the legs off to the left side, opening up your twist. Exhale and melt towards the floor here into this twist. Maybe the gaze goes over the right fingertips. And with an inhale, walk the knees back up. The right foot comes in line with the right hip. Left foot comes down. Hands come in close to the hips. Palms down, pressing into the mat. Roll the shoulders down. Press into the heels and lift up for a nice, easy bridge pose. Nothing too deep here. Just engaging the glutes, rolling up through the spine, drawing the chest forward towards the nose. Hands press down to assist the lift. Exhale and slowly roll the spine down onto the ground. Go ahead, draw the knees back in towards the chest, cross the feet at the ankles, grasp the shins, and as you rock and roll, give yourself a little spinal rub here before you come all the way up and over, drawing the feet back behind you and making your way over towards a table. Once you're in your table, bring your toes together, take your knees wide. Exhale, dropping the hips down onto the heels, and walk those hands out like a luxurious cat stretching out on the floor. Take a couple of breaths, allowing the hips to sink closer to the heels, hands to press into the mat actively. Draw the shoulders up by the ears and then slide the shoulder blades down the back, drawing them away from the ears. Couple of breaths. Make certain that your head is not resting on the ground so that you can come up onto your fingertips, keeping the ears in line with the arms, and then walk your fingers off to the right side of your mat. Shrug your left hip back as you reach through the left fingertips. And with the next breath, come back through the center of the mat, and behind the exhale, walk off to the left side of your mat. Exhale the right hip back. Inhale, stretch through the right fingers. Walk the hands back to the center. Press the palms into the mat. Inhale, lifting the knees up, coming towards your neutral tabletop position. Pull the belly button in and then stretch the right arm forward and the left leg back. Find your stillness here. Find your center. Make a fist. Exhale and curl in. Later, we're going to play with the move where I want you to have this sensation. So find a cat-cow back here. Find a cat back as you pull in and hold. And then inhale and stretch out long. Exhale, curl in. Find that same sensation. Use the core. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in one more time. Inhale, stretch out, and then slide left leg out, right arm out, awkward airplane, and come right back through to your bird dog. Drop your right hand to the mat, drop your left toes out long. Exhale, press back into that left heel and get a nice calf stretch. Shift your weight forward, keeping the left leg extended. Draw the right foot back behind your butt, so it's kind of in line out to the side. Come to the knife edge of the left foot, and before you move anywhere else, it's also going to be important. We'll rotate the hips a few times in class, and I want you to get that feeling of being on the knife edge of your lifted, extended back leg, and letting the legs of the muscles of the entire leg lift you up. So look at the foot, come to the knife edge and press the knife edge of your left foot into the mat. Then bring your left hand to your left hip, stack your shoulders, and reach that left arm up for a modified Siddhasana or a modified half moon. And then bring your hands back down to the mat. Draw the right leg back in line, draw the left leg back in line. Shift your weight forward of your wrists. Exhale to the right with the hips. Do some big hip circles over to the left. Come forward of the wrists. Keep going. 2 more just like that. Nice big movement with the entire body. And when you've done at least 3 of those guys, you can stop and come to a neutral table. We'll lift and float the left arm up and extend the right leg out. Pull the belly button up and get still. And then make a fist, and we'll do those 3 crunches here, really emphasizing pulling in through the core, curling the back. Keep going through 3 of these. I'm not breathing or counting here for you. And as you stretch through the last one, go out to that awkward airplane. Left arm out, right leg out. Come back in through the midline, drop the left hand down, drop the right toes down, press back for the calf stretch. Inhale, shifting the weight forward, pop that left leg out so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Come to the knife edge of the right foot, lift through the right hip and bring the right hand to the right hip. Roll the head of the shoulder back, stacking the shoulders, and float that right arm up. As you exhale, bring the right hand back down to the mat, come back in and find a neutral tabletop position. Walk your hands back to your knees, come up to a kneeling position, draw your right leg out, directly out from the right hip. We're headed towards gate pose here. Now here our foot is in the same position, so, but we're not up on the knife edge, we're pressing down through the outer edge. Press that right hip down and then inhale, stretching the arms up. Exhale the right hand down towards the right leg and reach over to the left side, rotating the right ribs forward. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. And as you exhale, float that left arm down. Reach through the right arm so the right side body is holding you, and then float the right leg up. Now that right foot is parallel to the floor. Draw the right foot down, and 2 more times. Inhale the leg up, exhale it down, inhale it up, exhale it down. Plant the foot, float the arms back up in the air. 1 more time, go to your gate. Bring both arms back up. Exhale the hands down to the heart and walk the hands down to the mat. Keep the right leg extended here. Walk the arms out in front of you and go to a modified puppy pose here, pressing the heart and shoulders towards the floor, pulling the ribs in towards the hips. Inhale, pressing into the hands, walk the hands back into a tabletop position. Draw the right leg back. Walk the hands back in towards the knees, coming up to a kneeling position, and take that left leg out to the left side. Check in on that left hip. Left arm reaches out long, right arm stretches up. Exhale, reaching over for your gate. Breathing as you rotate the left ribs forward, maybe looking over to the right, maybe even looking up towards the right fingers. Bring both arms up on an inhale and float on the exhale, the right hand down to the floor. Now later, I want you to really be aware of this sensation. So here, before we lift and lower the leg, I want you to wiggle your left fingers. And then try to imagine that you're using those fingers, someone's grabbed them, and you're pulling up to the fingertips of the right hand. It's just the core doing the work there. Pull up through the left fingers, and can you come to the right fingertips? Come back down, right hand flat, left arm stretched out. Now bring the left leg up. And exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, draw it down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, draw it down. Plant that foot. Float both arms back up. Find your gate. Come all the way back up. Exhale the hands down for that modified puppy. So we'll find the mat and then walk our hands out. Hips stay stacked over the knees as we drop the heart and the chest down. For many of us, we'll feel this on the inside of the left leg. Definitely a way most of us don't move in our day. Inhale, pressing into the palms. Walk the hands back and draw the left foot in. Let's do those hip rolls going the other direction. So lean forward of your wrists and then roll off to whichever side you did not do before. Not worrying about if I'm going left and you're going right. Make certain that the hips go way back behind the heels. The shoulders come very far in front of the wrists, doing at least three of these big hip rolls, and then coming back through the center. Walk your hands forward, a handprint, tuck your toes, press back and lift up through your hips. So really think about getting that backward momentum through the hips. Take a couple of breaths here and then begin to walk this first dog out, getting comfortable here. Make the movement slow so that you can use awareness in your body with what's happening. Noticing if you're feeling any pulling anywhere, any tightness we want to work on, and then exhaling and stilling your down dog. Take 2 breaths here. Remembering to press the hands forward and broaden across the back. Lift through the hips, stretch down through the heels. Behind the next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and behind the exhale, take little steps up to the front of your mat. Keep the knees as bent as you need to be able to keep the hands as close to the mat as you can. Drop the forehead and crown of the head towards the floor, and let's do some shakes and some nods, whatever feels good. Maybe draw some circles with the crown of your head on the floor. Whatever helps loosen up that neck a little bit and get you going. Then bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, lift up for Ardha Uttanasana, nice straight flat back. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times with that. Inhaling up for Ardha. Exhaling and folding. Inhaling up for Ardha. Exhaling and folding. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift all the way up. Drawing the hands and the eyes up. Exhale the hands down to the heart center. Inhale, sweeping eyes and arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands and step right, left, back to plank. Keep the elbows towards the waist in chaturanga. Come all the way to the mat. Stretch through the toes. Roll the inner thighs skyward. Pull the palms back towards the hips and rise up, baby cobra. Exhale, releasing towards the floor. Tuck the toes, and on this first one, maybe you press through table and up to your down dog. And take a breath, or 2 or 3, depending on the length of your breath. Behind your next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and take slightly bigger steps to the top of your mat. Inhaling halfway when you arrive, exhaling and folding. Inhale, strong legs, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands and step right, left, back to plank. Take a breath in and out. Exhale, chaturanga. You choose your back bend now. If you'd like another baby cobra, go there. If you'd like an up dog, go there. Roll over your toes, and we'll all meet in down dog. So if your back bend took a little longer, that's okay. We'll all meet here. Couple more breaths. And then behind an inhale, look forward, bend the knees, tuck the toes, and if you can you hop to the front of the mat behind the exhale? Inhale, halfway up. One of these days, we're going to do a class on that. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. This time, drop the hips and come right to a chair pose. Squeeze those inner heels towards each other. Draw the thighs in towards each other. Press the sit bones away. Pull the belly in and lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step back, find a plank, take the vinyasa, or go straight to down dog, your choice. They are pretty much all optional from here on. We'll all meet in down dog. And as you're ready, plant that left foot, float the right leg up. Bend the right knee, open the hip, finding three-legged dog with a twist. If you came up on the left toes when you did that, try to drop the left heel and lift the right knee. Pull the left shoulder forward. Square the hips off, stretch the leg up high in the sky, then bend the knee again and bring it into the chest, swing the foot forward and find a lunge. Draw the left knee down to the mat, walk your hands up to your right knee. Press your hips forward and down, lay the left toes flat. Pull the belly in, inhale, stretch the arms up towards the sky. Keep pressing the right arm up, pull the belly in, draw the left hand down the midline of the body and find your mat. Then rotate, pull the belly button through and line the shoulders up for a twist. Tuck the left toes, lift back up into a runner's lunge, drawing the right hand back down to the mat to frame the foot. Step forward and find a chair pose. Inhale, stretch all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, drop into chair. Forward folding. Inhale, halfway for Ardha. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, finding a plank or a down dog, always your choice. We'll all meet there in down dog. And when you're ready, we'll plant that right foot, float the left leg up in the air. Bend the knee, lift the knee up towards the sky, plant the right heel, lift the left knee higher, pull that right shoulder forward. Square the hips off, stretch out through the left leg, then draw the left knee way up into the core, curling the spine. Stretch the left foot forward, plant it in between the hands. Drop the right knee down to the ground. Travel the hands up to the left knee. Check in on the alignment, knee over ankle. Drop the right hip, drop the hips down towards the floor and forward, and lay the right toes flat. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Stretch up through the left hand and draw the right hand down the midline of the body, finding the mat. As you flip your palm out and away from your body, rotate your heart in your chest, pulling your belly button through to the left. Couple of breaths. Then as you're ready, tuck your right toes, lift that right knee up off the floor. Draw the left hand down to frame the front foot and step forward into your chair. Some of you guys thought I was going to make you do that airplane arms, didn't you? Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Shake it all out. Nope, not today. At least not right now. All right. How are we doing? Good. All right. Make certain that you have blocks available up at the top of your mat for me, please. And then I would like to do one more shoulder opener. So grab your strap. We say that like almost all poses aren't shoulder openers in yoga, but they are. So undo that big old loop that you made in your strap. And just double the strap over, please. I like it. You don't have to double it, but I like that nice, thick, full feeling that it gives me, the resistance. With holding the strap a little bit wider than your hips, draw the shoulder blades down the back, pull the belly in, press strongly through the feet. And then inhale, rotate the arms up, bursting the strap as you go. And start to, as you pull the ribs in, you can slide the hands further out if you need to so that you can rotate the arms back without bending the elbows. Just go as far as is comfortable for you. And on an inhale, you start right back up. Now you'll notice one hand is more mobile than the other, one arm is more mobile, one shoulder. Take a couple more of those with your own breath on the inhale, lifting up, making certain you're engaging the core as we open those shoulders. Always bursting the strap. If you're feeling looseness in your strap, you're not pulling or bursting the strap. And I'd like you to make sure you do that so the shoulder blades stay where we want them to stay. And after you've done this the third time, we're going to switch the strap position. So gather the straps in one hand, bring them back behind you. Now we're going to clasp the strap. You can bring it up close to get a good grip on the strap and have it across the sacrum, hands resting on either side of your hips. Stand well on your feet, lift through your heart and engage your ribs. Then press your hands towards the floor, rolling your shoulders further onto your back. Again, bursting the strap side to side. Sorry for the view you're going to get here, guys. I'm going to exhale and we're going to start to forward fold, keeping the strap close to our bottom at first. Let your head drop. You can bend the knees so that you can get a deeper bend and more of a drop of the head. Once you're down as far as is comfortable, now start to straighten and lift those arms towards the sky, opening the shoulders, rotating them. If you get here and you feel pretty good and you would like to begin to straighten your legs more, go ahead and press the thighs back behind you. Couple of breaths. Now bring the strap back to your sacrum, bending your elbows. And as you press the strap into the sacrum, use that to help lever your upper body back up. Take the strap into one hand and take it off to the side and roll those shoulders out. How's that feel? All right, let's inhale, stretching all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, plant the left foot and float the right leg back. We're coming to a warrior one stance. So right foot comes out slightly to the side. Inhale, lifting up through the arms. Hopefully our shoulders are nice and open here, so this will feel good. Bent elbows, clasp your hands right at your sacrum. Press through the outside of the back or right foot. Make certain that the hips are both pressing towards the front of your mat. Nice big bend in that front knee. Then inhale, lift up through the heart and begin to slide the hands down, straightening the arms. So the hands start to reach maybe the right thigh. Breathe. You're welcome to stay right here. If you want a balance challenge, close your eyes. If you'd like more of a stretch, we're going to bring the chest back to neutral, the spine back to neutral, and dip the left shoulder down so it touches the left knee. You can drop the head and rotate the arms up overhead. If you'd like more, press that left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Keep pulling the left buttock towards the midline of the mat or the back right heel. Bring your hands back to your hips. Press into the hips and let that leverage help you rise up. Arms lifting back up to your warrior one. Plant your hands down to frame your front foot. Shimmy first your right leg back, finding a runner's lunge. Then step into the left foot. Walk the hands slightly forward and draw the right leg just right up behind you at hip height, warrior three legs. Now, like we did earlier, I want you to externally rotate your lifted leg and bring your right inner foot parallel to the ground. Now close your hip, drawing your toes towards the ground, and then draw your right foot down by your left. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway for Ardha. Exhale and fold. Plant that right foot, step back with the left foot, finding warrior one on this side, really pushing down through that back foot to help you rise up, finding your warrior. Press again back into that back left heel. Draw the hands, bent elbows to your sacrum, non-habitual thumb on top. I love that phrasing there. Roll the shoulder blades back, lift through the heart and start to stretch the hands down towards either the left thigh. Imagine reaching towards your left heel. Nice big back bend here. You can close the eyes and stay right here and catch up with us, or you can bring the spine to neutral. Keep the hands back by the back, draw the right shoulder to the right knee. Take a breath and then you decide, do you want to stay here, right shoulder, right knee? Or do you want to drop that right shoulder to the inside and begin to rotate the arms up towards the sky? Either way, we don't let that right hip pop out. We keep it pressing towards the midline of the mat. With the next breath, draw the hands back to the hips. Use that leverage to help you rise up and let the arms float up towards the sky. Exhale the hands down to frame that front foot. Walk the hands forward a handprint or two, stepping fully into the right foot, lifting the left leg up parallel to the ground. Open the left hip and stack so that the left inner edge of the foot is parallel to the floor. Close the hip, toes towards the floor. Draw the left foot down by the right. Shake it all out. Grasp opposite elbows and rock side to side. Bring the hands down to the mat and then slide them up your shins, flattening your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up, and exhale, hands to the heart. All right, if you need a drink, grab a drink, and we'll all meet back at the top of our mat. And as you're doing that, I did want to show you a little something. So while people are rearranging and doing their things, we're going to flow through a series, and I wanted to make certain that everyone knew. So when we come to Warrior 2, we all know this, right? And then we flip and we go to reverse warrior, big side open on the left side, big side opening. Then we can inhale and straighten the front leg. We're in reverse triangle. Then we're going to come back down to triangle into warrior two. All right. Now I'm going to add something that I don't know that we've done before, and that's go from Parsvokonasana back to reverse triangle. So that means the front leg straight. All right. And if I forget it, you can all just go there anyway, because you now know what I meant. Okay. All right. Find your footing, come back to the front of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway for Ardha. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands. Step back to plank or dog. Remembering if you go to plank and you want the vinyasa, you can always drop the knees. Take your vinyasa or meet us in down dog. Couple of breaths. Then plant that left foot, float the right leg up into the air, bend the right knee, swing the foot forward, and pivot the left foot down, hip opens for warrior two. You got it. Settle into your warrior two, relaxing the shoulders, stretching through the fingers. Flip that front palm and go for your reverse warrior. Take a breath or two here. You might even take that left hand around the back, reaching for the sacrum or the right hip for a little bind. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, draw your arms out first, parallel to the ground, and then sweep your fingers forward, long side bodies as you rotate, taking the right fingers towards perhaps your calf, perhaps a block, perhaps your shin, perhaps the floor. Stacking the shoulders, breathing deeply. Bend into that right knee. We're going to bring the right forearm to the right thigh, and then take that left arm out over the left ear. Pull the left ribs towards the floor, which will flatten the right ribs. Draw your chin in towards your chest and tuck your rib cage. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to go straight back to reverse triangle. So one breath, inhale, float left arm to the left thigh, straighten the right leg, reach up overhead. All right, press right back into your warrior two. And we're going to bring the left hand to the left hip. We're heading to half moon or Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand comes down and finds a block. Place that block to the outside of the right foot. Step fully into the right foot and get the block under your right shoulder. Then straighten your right leg and pull your belly in. Lift your left leg and take the inner edge of the left foot parallel to the floor. Stack the shoulders, fix your gaze. Maybe your left arm floats up. Bring your left hand back to your left hip. Press back to your warrior two. Windmill the arms down to frame that front foot. And we're simply going to step switch here. So draw the left foot forward and take the right foot back. Pivot the right foot down, finding warrior two. Windmill the arms up and settle into your warrior two. Catching your breath if, like me, you're a little winded. Relax the shoulders. Press out through the fingers. Pull the belly in. Now flip that front palm and go for your reverse warrior. Take a breath or two here, opening up the left side body. Then inhale and straighten that front leg for reverse triangle. Take the arms back parallel to your mat. Shift your fingers forward, press your right hip back, but weight is evenly centered on the feet. And then let that left hand float down and right arm float up, revolving the chest, opening up, reaching wherever is comfortable for you. Couple of breaths here in your triangle. And then we'll head to Parsvokonasana. So bend into the left leg, left forearm comes up to the left thigh. Swing that right arm over, palm towards the floor. Let's finesse this a little bit. So stack your shoulders. Press down through that right foot. It should be like in a gate position. Now press your right ribs towards the floor, lengthening the left side body. Beautiful. Use that right arm. We're going to revolve all the way up on an inhale back to reverse triangle. Nice. And then as you bring your right hand to your hip and you come back towards warrior two, getting ready for Ardha Chandrasana, find your block, bringing that block to the front and left of your left foot. Shift your weight into your left foot. You can drag that right toe, center the left block underneath the left shoulder. Lift through the left leg first, straightening that left leg. Then lift the right leg and make certain that you are externally rotating that leg so that the inner foot is parallel to the floor. Maybe then we stack our shoulders. When you are ready, right hand comes back to the hip, float back into your warrior two. Breathe. Bring the hands down to frame that front foot, finding your runner's lunge again. Step into the left foot, float the right foot up next to it. And then inhale halfway for Ardha. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale the hands to the heart center. All right, shake it out. Y'all thought Ardha Chandrasana was the peak pose today. And it kind of is, but we're going to play a little bit. Because of who I have in class today, I can do this, I think, in a basics level class. If you feel shaky in your half moon, in your Ardha Chandrasana, then please go find a sofa or something that you can kind of lean up against. A wall is great, right? If you're feeling pretty good, then we're going to play with your balance and your strength. Remember, Bruce Lee said, patience is not passive, it is concentrated strength. So we're going to go from a warrior two. We're just going to step into our warrior two and then find, let me do it with a block since most of you will have a block. And then find our half moon. We'll see if I can demonstrate. Now, once you find your half moon and you feel strong, I want you to lift through the upper fingers and see if you can lift the lower fingers off the block. Maybe you can pull in and curl like in our beginning poses. Maybe you can stretch back out. All right, so we're gonna have a little yogi playtime here. So take your block. Some of you went, I hate this woman, why are we here? And others said, oh, that sounds kind of intriguing. So I hope if you said, I hate this woman, why did I come today? That after you're done, you'll say, oh, that was actually kind of fun. So like I said, if balance is too much of a challenge, make sure you're by a wall and just let the wall hold you, right? So you're close enough. Otherwise, taking your block, let's start on the right side, guys, since I just did left. You're going to take your block in your right hand and just step your legs into a warrior two, right leg forward. And I always like to bring my left hand to my left hip because it reminds me to suck my belly in and not hold my breath. I can feel both actions as I do that. Take the block in the right hand, reach it forward to where you like it for your Ardha Chandrasana. Step fully into your right foot and really lift through that right leg, that right hip, and get comfortable in your half moon. Then lift the back leg, flex that foot. Foot is parallel to the floor. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders, fix your gaze. Stay here if this is what you're working on today. Like to play with that little playtime? See if you can just lift through the left fingers using the core to bring the hands up off the block. Maybe that's your yoga here today. If that's easy peasy for you, see, can you, whoops, I can't do it on this side. Curl in like our cat-cow stretch at the beginning, and then back out. It's a lot of core strength, a lot of balance. Just play a couple of times with it. Yeah, finding your final half moon, and then floating back into your warrior. And congratulating whatever you chose to do today. Nicely done. All right, bring that left hand down, step forward, bring the hands together, and shake the legs out. Now notice if your back is feeling a little funky, Remember, we're not pulling in through the core enough. So use your core, press your sit bones towards your heels to lengthen the spine. When you're ready, block in the left hand. I'm going to be uneven. Step right leg back, bend left knee. If you have questions, be sure to press your space bar or ask them, okay? Take a breath here, and when you're ready, take that block down to the outside in front of the left foot. Step fully into that left foot, dragging the back toe. Straighten the right leg, left leg. Plant the left hand, lift the right leg. Stack shoulders and hips, lift right arm. Keep lifting and flexing that right foot. And then maybe from here, we begin to play. Lifting through the right fingers, bringing the left hand up off the block. Maybe we curl in. I lost it. And we float back out. You can do that a couple of times or whatever your body says feels fun and good. So the answer can be none at all. And when you're done, stretch back out into your Ardha Chandrasana, bend the forward leg, step back into Warrior Two. Sweep that right arm down, step forward, and shake it all out. Nicely done. I saw a lot of you guys playing with that. Did it feel good? Did you feel strong? Getting some, maybe some thumbs up. Okay, good. Another fun little variation. If you don't like reaching back and grabbing the foot and opening up, sometimes we think that's the only way to play with Ardha Chandrasana. All right, from here, make certain that the feet are hip distance apart. And then inhale, stretch the arms up. Right hand grasps left wrist. I'm going to back up because I'm off the camera. Stretch up through that left arm, plant the left foot, and reach over to the right. Shift your weight to that right foot and float the left leg out to the side. Bring the foot back in, stretch through the arms, lift through the heart, add a little baby back bend here. Come back through the midline, switch your hands. So the left hand grabs the right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Plant that left foot, let the right leg float out. And then come back to the center. We'll go back to that baby back bend. So spread the arms wide, lift through the heart. Come back to a neutral spine, hands come close together, drop the hips and find a chair pose. Now, if you're by a wall like I am, be careful as you slowly descend the hips, finding the floor and lifting your feet up into boat. You can have the legs bent. Try to squeeze knees and ankles. Hands come behind the thighs. Lift the heart and pull the legs in closer to the chest. Release the hands, clasp the hands, and row side to side, getting into your obliques. Come back through the center, hands come underneath the thighs. Again, tighten up, lifting through the heart, pulling the thighs in, and then stretch the legs straight. Bring the knees back down so the shins are parallel, then drop the feet onto the mat. Come all the way down onto your back. I need to move forward a little. Keeping the feet wide apart, walk them even wider so they're out as wide as your mat. Take the arms out to your sides, and you can take the palms skyward for an external rotation, drawing the shoulder blades under the back. Then, keeping the feet nice and wide, exhale, take the knees off to the right side. Let that left shoulder relax onto the floor. Inhale, draw the knees back up towards the sky. Exhale, take the knees off to the left side. Press that right shoulder down into the floor as the knees press opposite. Inhale the knees back up towards the sky. Wiggle wobble the feet into the center of your mat. I'm going to shift myself around. Make certain that you've got a block available. So if you need to roll over and grab a block, you can do so. Bring the feet in close to the hips and then plant the heels into the ground. Inhale and lift up through the heart. Now, as you squeeze the knees together, shoot the knees towards, away from your hips. Sorry, I was going to say towards the opposite wall, but we're not in the same room. So squeeze the knees past the toes and lift the hips even higher. Work the shoulders underneath you and think of the heart coming towards your nose. So your neck should be nice and free here. Hands can come underneath the back, perhaps clasping the hands, and then roll so you can slide the shoulders slightly further underneath you. Inhale, lift those hips even higher here, and breathe. Plant that left foot, draw the right knee in towards the chest, keeping the hips level. Stretch the right foot towards the sky. Bend the right knee, drop the right foot, keeping the hips high. Draw the left knee in as you plant that right leg. Lift the left foot up towards the sky. Draw the left foot in towards the chest, and then place the left foot down on the ground. Release the clasp. Don't drop the hips yet. Grab your block. Place it underneath your sacrum. Exhale and release the sacrum down onto the block. Now you'll know you found your sweet spot when your hands can come to rest on the floor and your knees can draw in towards your chest, and you feel like the block, for most of us, it not only is holding us, but it's kind of a nice place to wibble wobble our hips around, and it kind of gets into those SI joints a little bit. Still your hips, draw your knees in close to your chest. Relax your upper body. If you'd like, you can stay there in squirrel, or you can stretch your legs up towards the sky, finding a variation of the Pada Karni, or legs at the wall, since many of us don't really have a wall that's convenient for this. Couple of breaths here. If it feels good, you can flex and point those toes. You can work the ankles. Now, take an inhale. If your eyes closed, open them. Plant your hands on the floor, and very gently, using your core, start to draw your feet over your head. You can just come parallel to the floor and try to lift your sit bones up off the block. Or if you like Halasana, plow pose, you might go deeper. When you're ready, uncurl using your core, laying that sacrum right back down on the block. Bring your feet in towards your bum, and then place the feet down on the ground. Inhale, lift up those hips and slide the block out. With your exhale, stretch your right leg out towards the right corner of your mat. With the next exhale, stretch the left leg out towards the left corner. Relax the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades underneath you. Take a big inhale in. Drop the jaw, exhale, and let the entire body relax down onto your mat. Breathing deeply here. Do a body scan starting at the top of your head, noticing any areas of tightness. When you find one of those spots, inhale and squinch that area even tighter. That's a technical term. And as you exhale, imagine the area softening, melting, smoothing out. Work your way down your body that way until finally even your toes are relaxed, drifting casually one way or the other. For many people, Shavasana is a time where they need to exercise their patience. There is the inclination to want to cut it short, to make a grocery list, to move on with your day. However, Shavasana is a part of your yoga. It's a time when we practice patience on our mat, bringing a wakeful awareness to rest. Noticing our body but not engaging with it. Noticing our thoughts but not engaging with them. Relaxing the muscles and allowing the mind to take a respite. If Shavasana is a challenging pose for you, I encourage you to focus on your breath. As we do often in centering, counting the breath in, counting the breath out. Noticing that at the top of the breath, there's a pause. At the bottom of the breath, there is a pause. Bringing your awareness fully back to your body and your mat, beginning again to engage. Take a full deep breath in, then drop your jaw and exhale completely. As the breath returns to normal, begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And then the wrists and the ankles join in. Bring the hands together over your heart, flipping the clasp so that the palms stretch skyward, rotating the arms out overhead. Take a first morning stretch through your entire body, reaching up with the arms and out with the legs. And then one leg at a time, draw the knees into the chest, draw the arms around to grasp the shins. If it feels good, rock side to side. If not, we'll all just make our way to our right side. Taking one full breath here. And then again, using the upper hand and the upper leg so that the head slowly rises last. Finding an easy seated position. Hands coming to the heart. Lifting through the spine. As we close our class, I'd like to leave you with one more thought about patience. Patience is merely the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in mind. I smile because that's a tough one for me. Take one more nice deep breath in and then exhale fully. Gently bow your head, honoring the practice you just put down on your mat this morning. And then inhale, lifting the head, hopefully feeling refreshed as you open your eyes and let your hands come back down to your knees. Thank you, everyone. It was fun to play with you this morning. I appreciate it. If you have questions, feel free to unmute if I haven't gotten to you yet. And if you need to run, feel free to take off. Anything I can do to help anybody, or thoughts, suggestions, questions? Bye, Darce.
Good class, Sandy. Thank you. I enjoyed the class.
Good, good.
Did you?
Thank you,
Yes,
Denise.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. It was really good.
Good. Take care.
I do need a fact check here, though.
Yes.
Does Kent actually say, are we doing Supta Badakanasana, or does he say, are we doing that thing where we lie on our back and put our feet together?
He says, are we laying on our back and doing that
Yeah.
thing where we put our feet together? You got me, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the
All
one
right.
with the strap.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.